All right, let's get this shit started. Okay, this is your warning right here. Warning, warning, warning. Jim and I kind of went off track with the Destiny versus Warframe talk. If you couldn't tell, the conversation was flowing well, and he's really good at podcasting. He's done a lot of stuff in the back, and I'm very good at talking to people and directing conversations and stuff like that. It's kind of what I do in a way. But yeah, so I'm going to warn you here that we got pretty far off track from games. So if you're looking for gaming talk, we're not really going to be talking about gaming in this episode or in the other. I've got 2 more episodes coming up, and they're going to be small bite-sized. You know, this is, I think, 18 minutes. The next one's 15. The one after that's like 10. And so, yeah, I'm just warning you here. If you're looking for gaming stuff between Warframe and Destiny, we stopped talking about it because it was a natural conversation that ended up flowing into aspects of our life and talking about. It's more. This is going to be geared more towards people that are interested in YouTube content creators and what we do and our environment and stuff like that. There's a little bit of there's a little thing embedded in here though. I give a big shout out to another YouTube creator, someone that you know, it's not the person that deleted my comments because they felt threatened about what I was talking about with Melee. It's not that guy. So that gives you an idea who it's not. Anyways, I do a big shout out in this vid to another YouTuber that you know. And anyways, yeah. So if you're cool with just hearing the rest of our conversation that had nothing really, well, Grindhead Jim gives me a little bit of a shout out too for what I do in Warframe, which is kind of nice. It's nice to hear. But yeah, just big fucking warning right here. Stop this shit if you're looking for Warframe and Destiny talk. Sorry, guys. We'll try to pick it up on another series. But this is going to be about YouTube content creation from now on. And then I think the very last cutting room floor episode is going to be just like, we're talking about vegetarianism. I'm warning you, okay? All right, so we're starting off here with some YouTube content creation stuff. Let's get into it.
It was part of the reason that I got to be a PlayStation MVP, which is like an ambassador program. It's kind of unpaid.
I kind of left it out because I didn't really know what you were talking about.
What that is basically, I started on the PlayStation forums right around E3. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, I've been gone, I'm back. And here's why I'm into Sony again and why Microsoft I'm just kind of done with. And there's a lot of people that kind of was in the same boat, and we kind of formed fast friendships, and we became avid forum goers, forum rats.
Yeah. I've done a few forums.
I still talk to most of those people. Yeah, I've got one of my own, which doesn't get nearly enough traffic, but, whatever. So, I would be on there all the time. I would be on there all the time. And I'd be on Sony's forums and talking, and we'd have these debates. We were all very excited for the PlayStation 4 release. We'd talk about getting so passionate. But there's always going to be those few guys that just whine and cry about the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it gets... So on the forums, I would always take a very, calm, rational tone. Mm-hmm. Be helpful, be friendly, be respectful. And, down the road, they were asking for MVPs to just help be a positive voice, and basically you're there to promote the product in a positive way. Yeah. And there are some things you get out of it, like, for example, they invited me to E3 last year. I wasn't able to go, but I really appreciated it. And they take our feedback seriously, and then that's important to me. I take that very seriously. Yeah. But when I get onto the PSN and I get into a party chat or something like that, and I meet some of these people for the first time, mm-hmm. I start saying fuck a lot. Like, is this the same Grindhead Jim?
Maybe it's a product of our generation or something, or like me and you, we have a lot of things in common here. So mm-hmm. I don't do it. I had to explain it to people in videos. I don't drop, expletives because I'm trying to be cool, or it's unfortunately or fortunate, whatever. It's a part of how I grew up. I grew up around a lot of guys. I grew up around doing a lot of hard labor work, they're lucky that I'm not cursing even more.
Right.
You know, yeah. Hey, I think I'm being pretty clear about a lot of my things now. Whereas before, it was like, fucking fuck. Like, that was an entire sentence, and that described my day. You know,
they got the nouns, the adjectives, verbs.
Yeah, it's clearly out there. What do you mean you didn't understand what he was saying? Yeah, it's like the I am Groot thing. I just saw the
fuck
Guardians
the fucking
of the Galaxy.
fuckers in a fuckly way.
Exactly. Yeah, the I am Groot. I am Groot. Yeah. That's pretty awesome, man. That's awesome. You got a chance to work your way into that program, and that's cool that they extend that offer too to go to E3.
Yeah, and they do that though, and I'm on the forums even more at that point because I feel a responsibility.
Yeah.
Then a few months later, they changed that kind of the structure of the forum so the traffic flow is different, and as a result, more of the troll vibe comes to the forefront. And
interesting.
After months and months of dealing with the same questions, the same gripes,
right? Yeah.
Some of this, and frankly, some of the same people doling out that negativity. At some point, I just kind of threw my hands up and say, "Why am I fucking doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I wasting my time?"
Yeah, I hear you.
I kind of unceremoniously just stopped going to the forums regularly. I go there about once a month, just kind of whatever, unless someone has a link that like, hey, Jimmy, check this out.
Yeah.
So I kind of took my crusade to YouTube. And I always talk about trying to bring reason to the community. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like the things that I like. But let's have a discussion and let's be adults about it.
Yeah.
Let's not act like 6-year-old children and stomp our feet.
Right.
If everything were the same, life would be boring. We wouldn't have nearly as many games as we have out there. There wouldn't be any talk of improving what we do have.
Yeah.
And there's no point. You know, some of the best people I've ever known in my entire life in and out of this industry are people that I disagree with more often than I don't.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you right there because you are basically saying a lot of the things I've said in my life. You know, especially once I learned a lot of things, it's like, some of my best friend right now, he's basically my brother, that kind of situation, fucking hated him when I first met him. You know, I was like, what it was is I was listening to like Pantera really loud, and it was like, it's really loud. What do you listen to? I was like, Pantera, you got a fucking problem with it? I was the one being an asshole, and he's just being like, no, whatever, and then I later on learned he liked the band too, and whatever. But I've said that many times. A lot of the people that I had the biggest arguments, or I guess disagreements with, ended up being people that I understood more because we would hash it out. You know. Yeah,
absolutely. Unfortunately, that didn't come true in the case of both of my ex-wives, but
yeah, that's a different story altogether.
But I think that's the flip side of relationships, right? I think it has more to do with that person knows you so well, they know how to push your buttons. They're just doing it to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas someone that is just as passionate as you are about a subject, you guys get into an argument.
Right.
Half of the passion, half of the anger, I think, comes from not understanding how this other person could think the way that they do.
Right.
And the strengthening of the friendship comes from the point where you go, okay, now I understand why you feel that way. I don't agree, but I respect it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the strongest relationships any human being can have come from.
Yep.
And I think that's lost on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Really lost.
Yeah. Yeah, and
so much.
There's one reason. Well, it's not the entire reason, but one of the reasons why is because you can just run away. People can drop a load and run away like little bitches. I'm like, oh really? When people do that, I have quite a temper, and I've been working on it over the years. And I always feel I'm at a point where I feel like I'm a reasonable person in life. I work with some difficult situations at my job, and
web design, no way.
Oh well,
no way.
Development. It's all it is managing expectations, translating English to English. I love saying that. It's a lot of this stuff. It's a lot of like working with temperaments, and I was that hot-headed developer too at one point, where I was just like, oh, you fucking said this is what you're getting. Get out of my office.
The last job I did, it was converting an ASP ASP shopping cart to Magenta.
Oh wow, yeah.
And he wanted it like for like to work exactly the same, look exactly the same too. And I was like, it can look better. No, I know.
Yeah.
All right, bro. And I did it. It really only took me, because really a lot of it was just copying code and redoing it and having the whole back end be that database, which is what he wanted. That's all. Yeah. And I get that. And for amounted to maybe 3 weeks of work, it was $3,000, which was very cool. And that actually is what paid for my Vita and my PS4. No shit. Yeah. That was the last job that I did. But when you deal with people and are being unreasonable, it isn't their unreasonableness that upsets you. It's their unwillingness to try not to be. Whether it's at work or on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
I've been blessed, deeply blessed, Godzilla be praised, that on my channel, for the most part, I've had really, really respectful people. Yeah. And I attribute that to where I got my first big push. I had the PlayStation Golds prior to their street date. I was if not the first, one of the first YouTubers to put out a review.
Nice, yeah.
And NeoGAF caught wind of it.
Oh God, yeah, that's a nice big little boost.
And they pushed the shit out of me. And sweet. I have been steadily gaining subscribers organically. I don't advertise. I don't do any of this shit. And it's something
I had to me, advertising is like having a Twitter account and having a Facebook. It took me forever to do that. I just was like, I grew up with that mentality of, well, clearly, I mean, I said I did a lot of hard labor. So the mentality was, you do the work, that's what you get, that's where you get your props. You do hard work and people are going to recognize it. That is not fucking true in this society right now.
No, because
you can't expect that to be, you have to self-promote. You have to.
Well, you can expect that if you do hard work and you're sincere, that people will appreciate your work. The missing piece is, how do you get them to see your work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially in YouTube.
Oh, yeah. It's something where I've gotten very good at tagging, a lot of SEO stuff.
Yeah.
I've gotten good at just trying to be consistent.
Yeah. I'm shitty at consistency.
I consistently gain more subscribers than I lose each month. It's not a lot, maybe only 2 here, 3 there, but
yeah.
But that means that by and large, the ones that are staying because they like what they're hearing.
Right.
And I know I'm doing something right when someone asks me a question in a video comment completely unrelated to the video.
Yeah.
Because that means I've missed something.
Right. So
as soon as I mentioned in that one video that I might be playing some other games, the subscribership was like, "Oh God, thank you." Please talk about something else, please. Yeah.
And that's actually not a very common thing for some channels that tend to focus on one topic, because that I'm not going to go into specifics, but I know some channels that focus on specifically Warframe, and they've done so. And they don't understand that their subscribers are only there because they were able to get that content out first, and they were consistently first. And that's a very great place to be. You can gain a huge followership in anything. It's like, I'm the only one selling water today, and it's a fucking 100 degrees out here. I will have all of your water, please, sir. It's like, yeah, you're going to be popular. But now when they try to, those certain channels, they try to like veer their content away, the subscribers are going like, well, fuck it, I'm out. I was only here for this. And to me, what that says is, those people, they had a great opportunity to actually develop and build some personality, but instead what they did was they learned that they could do a templated video and just get it out there, get a lot of views, get some money out of it. So they never developed themselves. They never developed the channel. They never developed a relationship with their viewers. And I know because I would like go and check out their stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. And then I would recognize that they were never answering any questions. They were never talking to anybody. And I'm like, why are you doing this then? I mean, you're going to get a paycheck, I guess, but it's not going to last forever, man. This game's going to go away at some point,
Yep. So often when I answer a question in the comments, particularly if it's something like with the headset or something else that I've reviewed, the response is like a really resounding, heartfelt thank you.
That's cool.
And for me, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's something where, but it surprises me because you asked me a question. You took the time to take interest in my work. You're asking me an honest question.
Yeah.
I should be thanking you for taking the time.
Yeah.
Is it my duty to respond back? No. But the thing is that I put this out there. And there are a lot of YouTubers out there that don't understand that. And I get it. If you're getting thousands of comments a day, you can't respond to everything.
I understand that. I do. And there's a difference between that and then even bigger channels will be like, we're going to hang around for the first hour or two and just answer whatever, They'll sometimes do that themselves. I think that the extremely big channels are very, like Rooster Teeth. I find that I don't find it very acceptable that they don't dedicate anyone to curate their comments by answering and by dropping some of the heavy trolls that really aren't helping anything in any way, shape, or form. To me, I think that's a missed opportunity, but they don't give a shit anymore. They have their website that
right.
does what.
And you got the flip side too. Like you got like PewDiePie, who's turned comments completely the fuck off.
Yeah, that guy's. I don't know. I've got no real. I mean, I see things that he does, and I'm like, that's actually really smart, and then I see other things that he does, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, is this what everybody wants? And I'm like, I can never be that. I base my channel on being anti a lot of that kind of stuff because a lot of that was happening when I first started my channel a couple of years ago. I had my account, I just never did anything with it other than watch shit. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna throw my hand in this because I want to talk to people about these games. I want to give back to the community of gamers that I saw that were producing videos and talking to people. I was like, this is really fucking cool. I want to give back too because I think it's helpful.
Can I tell you a secret?
Please do.
You taught me how to play Warframe.
What? Oh man, that's crazy.
I subscribed to you.
Yeah.
Right the day after.
I'm sorry for all of the times I was an asshole.
No, you were awesome to me. I asked questions, you answered them. Was cool.
Did I?
And yeah, and I asked for something specific, and you made a video on it like 2 days later.
That's fucking awesome. And I'm glad that I don't always have the energy for it, man. I'm glad that when I can, that I do. I try to. I really do. But shit happens in life, and you don't always have that opportunity. So,
but this is the funny part, though, that I thought was so hilarious that you invested that little bit, and to me, you're the guy that anyone who wants to learn to play Warframe should watch.
That is nuts. That's crazy. I'm not gonna. I know some good guys out there. Like I gotta give props to my friend here on YouTube that helps me out a lot too. Dogman Dan. That guy is just whether like I don't fully agree with him on everything, and he runs his channel the way he runs his channel, and he talks to his crew like his people that follow him and all that, and he really follows up after them a lot. I think he's a pretty good model for some YouTube stuff, consistency and really trying to be there for the community. I can't do that on a daily basis.
No, but the fact is that what I was looking for at the time, and a lot of us were, there was a group of us, the whole clan were like, what does this mean? How does this go with this? And why do I have to wait 12 hours? And so we were trying to find something that broke it down in a short space of time.
Yeah. I don't know that my Let's Learn videos were short, man. They were like 20, 30 minutes.
Relative to the learning curve, absolutely they were. And
I tried, but it's like sometimes you just gotta you gotta do this, and this is and I knew if I took certain shortcuts that I would lose certain people, and it's just like I gotta walk through this. That's why I think even in one of them I'm like, God damn it, I didn't want to do this, but some people were asking me, and I'm sorry it's going to be boring, but let's do this.
And you did, and it helped. And the thing is, that's why there's a fast forward button, man.
Oh yeah, cool.
It was really, really helpful, and so that was a year and a half ago. And I would occasionally check in, watch your videos when I could, anything that, I found interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know at what point, I honestly don't know, like, how we got to this point, except that I don't know if you just added me back on Twitter or I don't know. But
I don't know what I was doing with my Twitter account.
You just popped up out of nowhere on my YouTube, and I don't know when that happened. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that you were subbed to me, and I'm like, I honestly look at every sub that I get. I used to look at their channels too, like just to see what people were checking out, and because it's weird, but to me, YouTube is my social community now. Like, that's what I do. That's, some people are like, well, it's the content creation. You drop your content and then you take off. That's what that maker forum. I was a little pissed off at somebody that was just like, well, I don't do anything for my subs. They just flock to me, and I'm like, well, fuck you. I mean, you may be the exception to the rule, and you're so fucking amazing, but the rest of us mooks that are here, we're trying to help each other out. And to me, what I've found is that talking to people on my channel as much as I can, that recognition of like, oh my God, this dude's talking to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm just a dude too. The only difference is I'm bored enough, or I have a little bit of enough time to make this stuff. And I've gained a little bit of a ability to talk. So past just curse words, and sometimes I can explain stuff. I'm actually really good at training and on my day job, and if I did use that voice, I think I did it in one video. I did like my kind of training voice. People were like, did you get a new mic? I was like, it's not the mic. I was in kind of like, let's get this done mode.
Thanks for having me on here. It was really a lot of fun. If you like the sound of my sultry voice, you can hear it over at youtube.grindheadgym.com, or anything I do is accessible through grindheadgym.com, Twitter @grindheadgym, and fuck it, just search me, Google Grindhead Gym. You will find everything I've ever done, because I'm the only guy out there with that name.
True.
So this was an amazing thing. We should do it again sometime.
Okay, if you actually stuck around, that's the end of that. I've got one more that I'm going to probably put out, and it's just a collection of clips that I cut from a bunch of other stuff. So, let me know. This like I said, this was a new format for me. I've done the Bullcast before, but in a different format. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you stuck around, and I'm going to try to get on a guy that does voice acting, because I think that is relevant to the channel that I do. We're talking about gaming here in general, so Warframe's what I do, but I also like pretty much a lot of other things that are tied to gaming. Voice acting comes to mind, and the guy's pretty cool. I like the stuff that I saw, and I'm going to try to get some directed questions so I can QA him. Yeah, apparently I'm hungry. QA him about, what he's going through. How do you get to be a voice actor? How do you get into that industry? And I know he said he's just trying to break in, but that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking to myself, well, what are you doing? Because, see, what the thing is, I like people that are passionate about getting stuff, because it's a challenge. It's a game that you're playing. You gotta go, and you have to sacrifice certain things in order to get the things that you want. And I really enjoy talking about that kind of stuff, or hearing people's stories. I like to see that stuff. I'm tired. I can feel it. I'm tired, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and let me know what you think about the series, and hopefully I can get with Jim on his channel, and we can talk some actual Warframe versus Destiny stuff over there too. I know he also wants to do some music podcast or something like that, so who knows. We'll see where things go. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks everyone for sticking around.